There's been a lot of additional information coming out regarding the Odyssey update, including how many different types of spacesuit there will be, how the upgrade process will work, and a lot of more information about the different types of walkable areas that we'll see in Odyssey. Today's video is sponsored by SecretLab. We all strive for the best possible gaming experience, but the importance of a good quality chair is often underestimated. SecretLab produces some of the most comfortable and high quality gaming chairs you can get. So upgrade your commander chair today and fly in style and comfort. Follow the link in the video description to their store, type in your height, your weight, and it will tell you which chairs fit you for the best possible seating experience. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous with Down to Earth Astronomy. So today I want to give you some additional information that both answers some of the questions that I had in my last video where we talked about the second dev diary, but also goes into a little bit more deep with some of the other topics. A lot of the information in this video is based on an article from Polygon. I'll of course be linking that in the description. The article is an interview with elite designer Garrett Hughes from Frontier, who we also see featured in the dev diaries. And some of the information is something that I have directly from Frontier themselves. But let's start by diving into the station interiors themselves. There will be three distinct different types of station interiors. There will be planet ports, there will be space ports, and there will be outposts. Outposts will be all the small medium landing pad stations, the smaller ones that you can land on. Space ports, of course, will then be the larger stations, and planet ports, well, should be pretty self-explanatory, should be all the planet side stations that we have today. Those three areas will have distinctly different internal layouts. However, they will be somewhat similar. They say they designed them with efficiency in mind. They don't want players to be walking around for hours to get to the different stores and different areas. So these are designed with a lot of efficiency in mind, and the layout, they say, will also be similar. So kind of once you know your way around one of them, you will know your way around all three of the different internal layouts that will be available. However, they will not just be carbon copies of each other. They are working on various other things to make them stand out, including like banners and some of the artwork around the station that will match the controlling faction of that given station. However, station interiors is not the only place that will be walkable, of course. We also have settlements, which is a completely different things from the station. These are brand new locations that we didn't have today. Now, compared to the social hubs that we're going to see on stations, settlements is going to be larger areas. We have seen some shots of it in the dev diary running here in the background. These will consist of multiple buildings that will have different purposes. That could be like processing plants, it could be habitation modules, it could be all that kind of stuff. And you're going to be able to transition between walking on the surface and into these buildings seamlessly by going into some kind of airlock, which will of course work kind of like a loading scene, but you're not going to have an actual loading scene. You're going to go into an airlock, it's going to repressurize, and you're going to go into the building. So it seems to me that the social hubs, which is these relatively small areas with a lot of stores that we're going to see on stations, is basically just going to be for walking around, collecting, like buying items and getting missions, and essentially what we have in the panel, like the ship UI on the station today. I should say that UI is still going to be the same. That's not going to change. Everything you can do in that UI today, you can also do after Odyssey. But there will of course be some additional things like buying weapons and armor, where you will probably have to get out of your ship and go to the store to buy it there. But it seems the majority of this on-foot content will be these settlements. And from what I gather, these settlements can allow you to do anything from like walk in to pick up an item, to a simple courier mission, to maybe sneak in and take out an important NPC or steal something important from them, or just go in all guns blazing, kill everything that moves, and then loot everything that's not bolted to the floor and take with you to sell on the black market. Now, there's also been a little bit of clarification about what the different areas inside the social hub is used for. Now, the Pioneer Supply, as many of you guessed, is like a general store. You buy weapons and outfit and consumables for your spacesuit and other general stuff. That is bought there as like a general store that also sells weapons. But anyway, that's the Pioneer Supplies. We have the Inter Astra, which is a shipyard where you can buy ships. And I think we also saw some clips of it in the dev diary where there's like a hologram. Again, this is going to have a dual purpose, but you can of course still buy ships, I would assume, from your normal ship interface sitting in your cockpit. We'll now also be able to get out on foot, go into the Inter-Astra, and buy your ships from there. Then we have the Frontline Solutions. This is, as many of you also guessed, a kind of mercenary contract kind of place where you can go and you can explore their various combat scenarios, like pre-made combat scenarios, without necessarily aligning yourself with a faction. You are basically just a gun for hire. You go in, you do a job, you go out, no strings attached, those kind of things. So I think this is one of the places you can gather up with a lot of people and maybe go and do some of these scenarios together. I don't know exactly how the whole mechanic around is going to work, but we got a confirmation that that is some kind of mercenary contract. Then we have the Apex Interstellar. They talked about the dev diary, but there's been some additional information. Now, we already know that the Apex Interstellar transport is going to be like a taxi service between different stations. But what we didn't know was exactly how the mechanic is going to work. What Frontier has said is that it is not going to be an instant transport between two stations. There will be some kind of travel time included. Exactly how long this travel time is, they're not prepared to say that yet, and I take that as they're not fully decided on how long these times should be yet. But that's some fine tuning that they can easily tweak later, even after launch, if people feel like it's too long or too short. However, the exact mechanic around it seems like you will get a seat in the cockpit of the ship transporting you, a little bit like multi-crew is today, where you will be in a seat while the ship is transporting you. I don't assume that we're going to be sitting there for a very long time. I mean, if we're going to be sitting in a seat for 10 minutes waiting to transport between two stations, it's essentially just a 10-minute countdown. You have to sit and wait. Not the best game mechanic in the world. It will probably be a little bit more realistic, but for a gameplay point of view, having that 10-minute, I can't do anything. Maybe you can walk around the area, I don't know. But at the very least, it's not just going to be go through an elevator, click, and then fade to black, and then you're in the other station. There will be some kind of thing in between that will involve you sitting in a chair, in a cockpit, in a ship, flying you to the station where you want to go, which open up opportunities, because if this ship is in the game, there could be all kinds of things happening while you're on this ship. Maybe you get interdicted by pirates, or I don't know. There could be all kinds of things happening during those trips. I don't know exactly if that's a thing. Frontier hasn't mentioned that. Of the other services available in the social hub, we have the Vista Genomics, and this is essentially cartographics, but for plants. So we saw in the first dev diary that we're going to be able to walk around. We can scan various forms of plant life when we're out exploring. When we want to sell that plant life, we have to go to the Vista Genomics, where we can sell it for credits. Frontier has also confirmed that there will be a black market in the social hub where you can go and sell the items that you have either stolen or just illegal items or something you've obtained in shady manners. So basically, I think it will work a lot like the black market we have today, but it will just basically be available in an on-foot version as well, where you can go and sell all your illegal stuff. And then we get to the spacesuits themselves. There's a lot of information about these. And first of all, we now know that there will be a basic flight suit, which is essentially what we have on today in Elite. I would assume it's just a normal spacesuit. It's going to allow you to go and breathe in vacuum or in a planet without any oxygen. But it's not going to provide you anything extra, anything special. It's going to be like the bare basic suit. Additional to that, there will be 3 other basic suits. There will be a exploration suit, a combat suit, and a scavenger suit. And these 3 different base suits can then further be modified towards different style of gameplay. And they said that you might want to have maybe 2 combat suits, one suited for long range combat and one more tailored towards short range combat. Or maybe you have a exploration suit designed for, I don't know, very cold areas, and you have an exploration suit designed for very hot areas. They have also said that in order to upgrade these suits, you will have to go and collect new items and resources. So that's something that we do not have in the game today. There will be a brand new list of resources we have to go and collect in order to upgrade these suits. And it seems like the upgrade process is going to be very similar to the engineering upgrade that we have today. And when it comes to actually upgrading and outfitting your suit, they will be a little bit like ships today, where they will have a power output and then modules will have a power requirement. So you can't just plug everything into the suit. You will have to kind of manage and balance your modules so it fits the power output of your suit, or your batteries. They've also clarified that when you then take these things into combat, well, it can be risky to take us to go into combat, obviously, because if you go into combat, you will be leaving your shields on, and the shields will be draining battery power from your suit. Battery power that is also needed to run your life support and other important modules. So it seems that there will be not only like an oxygen requirement for how long you can stay out before you have to find an oxygen source to refill, but you will also need to have some way to recharge your batteries along the way, maybe through solar panels, or I don't know if you can put like a small reactor on the suit or something like that. Exactly what kind of modules will be available, I don't know. But again, there will be these kind of power management where you have to manage the power in your suit depending on what you feel is most important. So maybe don't run with your shields on all the time, just flick it on when you go into combat or something like that, I would guess. So it definitely sounds like to me there's going to be a lot of customization options available, and you can tailor the suit to fit your exact needs and your exact play style and whatever you want to go and do with it. Now, if you want to keep yourself updated on what's going on with Odyssey, then go down and hit the subscribe button for this channel. I will do my very best to keep you guys up to date with the latest news. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a like, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.